All right, it's Bill here, and here's my thoughts on a 5-1 loss to the Florida Panthers for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Look, if you're coming here for a huge negative video of me screaming and yelling, you're probably not going to get it here. So, although I'm not, as I keep seeing, I'm not a Leaf fan. But anyways, let's face facts. This is an AHL lineup that played tonight, and it finally caught up. You can't. We lose, and the Leafs, of course, now have lost another player, Bobby McMahon. I'm sorry, when Connor Dewar gets 14 minutes of ice time in a game against the Stanley Cup champions, it ain't going to go well. I don't care what the Florida, lots of losses in a row, a coach that's fired up, they're going against a rival, they're back at home, they've got 3 ex-players coming in. And Florida started the way that you'd expect. They came out banging. I wasn't overly not happy, I don't know if that's a word, with how the Leafs were playing. They tried. I'm going to get a little bit into the nonsense about our supposed best players in just a second, but there was effort for the most part. It's just Florida's a better team. And especially Florida's a better... Even with the players that the Leafs have on the team, if we had all of our people back from injury, you might still think Florida's the better team. Now, you take away 5 players, and you replace them with 5 AHL players, like Dewar, Steves, Minton, although I love Grabenkin, so I'm not going to consider him, and I'm sorry, Robertson, and Holmberg. Holmberg had 18 minutes of ice time tonight. This is not good. And you're playing against Barkov and Reinhart and Bennett, and they're bringing it on the night. They didn't take the night off. It's going to be a long game. It started off, the Leafs got a power play to start off the game, and the power play looked good at the beginning. Although, the biggest AHL player is Alex Nylander. I see video of last video, and you tell me how Alex Nylander is going to stay in an NHL lineup. It ain't happening. Takes long routes to pucks, not a tough guy, doesn't add anything. Certainly not a defensive player. They say he can skate, don't see it. Maybe he's got a shot, I don't know. But when you take the long way to the puck, and if you played hockey, you know what that means, right? Like, you could go directly there and you might take a hit, or you can take the long way to make sure you don't get there, but it looks like you got there. That's Alex Nylander in a nutshell. It's not very good to see. He's not a very good player, and he stopped the Nylander nonsense. That's my personal opinion. I like Grabenkin. Grabenkin takes the straight line to it. Now, Grabenkin did take a penalty shortly after Florida did. The guy turned on him. But, he still hit him from behind, which led to a power play, which Barkov puts it home. And then the AHL line got out there with Fraser, Minton, and Robertson not playing. Like, what are they doing? And the next thing you know, it's in front of our net, and some guy named Sam Sokovich bangs it in. But it was just a messy play in front of the net, and it was just caused by the Leafs had the puck, and then Larson had the puck, and then just make a play off the boards. But again, how can I get really, really upset when I'm taking a look at who's on the ice? Minton might be a great player, and I hope he is, but he's 20 years old, coming off an injury and playing in the NHL. I'm not expecting much. I've seen Robertson play for 4 years. I'm not expecting much. And you have to play them because of the injuries, and this is what happens because of it. 2-0. I thought at the end, the Leafs were... This is why I wasn't so disgusted in this game. 5-1 loss, you think I'm going to blow my top. But having watched the game, I thought they were trying for the most part. Grabenkin, Steves, like Lawrence, they were trying. So you can't get upset. They're trying. They just don't have enough talent to get it done. I thought Bobrovsky made a couple big saves when they needed to. And then this is the killer. This is the killer. You're 2-0 or 2-0 down. You get a penalty. And Jonathan with a secondary assist on a shorthanded goal by Sam Reinhart. What kind of play? You're at the blue line. So this is where I might get a little upset. Okay, so Marner's got on a run, and Marner ends up scoring the next goal. It looked like I was hoping Gurbankin got the assist on. I did like the fact that when McMahon was out, they put Gurbankin and not Robertson on that line, and I thought that the Tavares and Marner line started to get something going. But for the most part, they were not going tonight. So yeah, Mitchie got his goal to make it 3-1. And then Nylander, I don't even know what to think about that. Schmidt looked like he was going to cross-check him, so he raised his stick and hit Schmidt in the face, penalty, and then Carter Verhaeghe's goal. Yeah, I guess it was a little stinker. Maybe the first bad goal. But again, if you're going to give up a stinker, give it when you're down 3-1 in Florida and the game's pretty much over anyways because you got a 4-minute penalty. But let me get into all these Marner's just taking it over. Okay, let me explain something about Mitch Boitano and Johnny T for everyone. Johnny T, for everyone who's listening. You're not playing the Utah Hockey Club. You're not playing the Detroit Red Wings. You're not playing the Ottawa Senators. You're not playing... What are the other teams they played? You're playing the Florida Panthers. The Florida Panthers play a style of hockey that obviously wins a cup. They won a cup. They bang. They crash. They know how to play the Leafs. And they put Barkov up against Tavares, Johnny T, and that is the biggest mismatch in the history of mismatches in terms of center. Now, usually Barkov would get Matthews, but because of injuries and it being what it be. And you got Bennett and Tkachuk, and you saw what Tkachuk did at the beginning of the game. He basically took out Steves before the face-off started. Took a penalty, I think it was on Dewar. That's how they start the game. They don't care. They're going to bang. Guys like Mitchie Boitano and Johnny T don't do well when they play teams like this. And guess what teams we get in the playoffs? We get teams like this. So stop the nonsense about how Mitchie is leading the cause here. I know Mitchie can lead the cause because I've seen him do it for 8 years in the regular season. Would you like to know where I don't see Mitchie Boitano lead the cause? And where he folds like a cheap tent? That's in the playoffs. And guess what? That felt like a playoff game tonight. Florida was flying. I think they got bag skated by their coach. They were pissed off. They had lost so many in a row, and they're playing a team they hate. They brought it, and our best players didn't. Now, granted, we're missing 3 of our best players, but it doesn't matter. This is why you can do anything you want in the regular season. Do whatever you want. Score 100 points, Mitchie. Score 70 goals. Matthews, well, I guess that's impossible now. Johnny T, having a great year playing with Mitch Marner. You should play with Mitch Marner all the time. And maybe when Matthews is back, they get the Florida second line and they can do some more stuff. It's the playoffs that everyone cares about. And when you play a game like that against the playoff team, now granted, AHL players, I get it, but just look what our best players did tonight. They did nothing. Would you like to know how they did? Because Willie took the night off. Another one took the night off. No, granted, I can't. I did, even if they didn't win, I watched the young players and I watched the AHL players at least put an effort forth. Mitch Marner, -2. William Nylander, -3. Morgan Riley, -3. Johnny T, -2. You know who was zeros? Well, Gurbankin was -1. Holmberg had zeros across the board. Played 18 minutes and he didn't even get a hit or a shot. That's pathetic. Not even a block. Ooh. There's a lot of zeros. But our best players, Steve 0, 10 of 0, Timon 0, no plus minus. But our best players got walked tonight. So this is where the concern comes in as a Leaf fan. You're playing the Florida Panthers. You're playing a team you can bring it. No, they would have lost the game anyways. I don't doubt that. Florida's a damn good team. But it would have been nice to see our best players actually bring it against not the Utah Hockey Club, maybe against the Florida Panthers. Hopefully we get Nyes back, we get Matthews back. I hope that every friggin' day, but we lost McMahon, so maybe Alex Nylander and Nick Robertson. By the way, he's not snake bit. Someone said Nick Robertson's snake bit. No, he sucks. I think we got to get to that point now. He's lost all confidence. He had a chance where the puck was beside him, and he the side of the net, no one around him, and he somehow he put it behind the net. I'm sorry, you're requesting a trade. What team do you think is going to pick you, Nick? Playing like this, what's that team? You're trying. I got that part. You can't handle a puck. Your shot that you're supposed to shoot with not going well, so you're steak bit? No. I just don't think you're NHL caliber, bud. So good luck on that trade. I heard the Hershey Bears are looking for a right winger. All right, everybody. Cheers. I'll talk to you on Saturday when they play the Tampa Bay Lightning. Hopefully we have some of our players back. Cheers.